So you want me to tell you about the card making process? I don't know if we can hear you in there. That's why I'm repeating the question. But yeah, well, it started many, many, many years ago when my wife Shar was first pregnant. I think it's when we first started it with Madison the first. And we weren't, the card has evolved a lot since then. I mean, back in the day, we just took a picture, usually maybe in front of the house, maybe a studio shot. I think the first one we did was my wife and I, Shar, sitting on the floor in the studio with the little remote thing and showing off her big belly. And so that's where it started. Year after year, it got a little bit more creative. And then the Photoshop thing came aboard eventually.
We come up with a concept and we just we try to incorporate some kind of photoshopping in there to make it kind of cool. This year's theme, I came up with the idea of doing a throwback theme.
All right, so I'll give you the lowdown. For the past couple years, my mom has been wanting to do a throwback card.
In essence, we would start with a photograph that we took a long, long time ago, recreate it, and put it in the card, and just going from past to present.
Which me and my dad have been saying is a cop-out and shows that we've given up. So we've been trying to avoid that like the plague.
Well, Kaya has been a thorn in my side this year because she did not like throwback theme this year.
But this year she's really adamant about doing this throwback theme. And my dad, I think he's lost his spine a little because he was finally giving into the idea. So I had to step up as the new leader of this family, and I suggested the idea of space, like we're in space, we're in a rocket ship, futuristic Christmas, whatever, I thought that'd be creative.
She wanted to do something about futuristic Christmas, which we've never done before. But I said, well, I don't know how that's going to be because, to be honest with you, last year we did because of COVID, we did a COVID-themed Christmas card. I thought futuristic would be too far into the future, but what she has come up with can be incorporated into throwback. So the theme is really past, present, and future.
The concept was not explained to me. They just kind of push me in front of a camera and tell me what to do, and I do it, and then I leave. I think the process of making the card each year is full of strife. It's usually very stressful. But it's funny sometimes when Kaya gets yelled at or someone else gets yelled at. It's not me.
The process of making our Christmas card is very stressful because we all have ideas of what we want to do. Plus, we've done a lot of ideas already for almost 20 years, so it's like we have to be more creative, and we have to, I don't want to say top ourselves, but we have to come up with something in order to do a new card. So the process is we try to start thinking about a concept, in like September. So, good 4 months goes into this card. The messaging inside is very difficult because it has to go with the theme of what we're doing, and it gets stressful when we have to shoot it because it's individual parts. Sometimes no one's in the mood to do it, and the photographer can be really I don't know what the word is, but he stresses everybody out.
We all get stressed out. And I know that I am probably the source of all the stress in everybody else's mind. But, if you look at it from my point of view, I am the director. I got to make sure it all comes together. Everybody takes that for granted. They show up to the shoot reluctantly, every single time, reluctantly, unprepared. They got to go back and do their makeup. They got to go back and do a wardrobe change. We have a schedule to keep. And none of my talent wants to be on time or do as instructed. They all have their own little ideas, and they try and take over the show.
It's a stressful moment, but when it all comes together, we're always excited about the end result. So what you don't see, you won't know that in the card.
And it's the Steve Poisall Show. Don't ever forget that. It's the Steve Poisall Show.
Wrap one up. This is me wrapping it up.